Finally, I want to discuss our brand new app for charting. This is called Parallax Integrated Charting, and it's integrated with all of our tools, including the Excel add-in. It is a sophisticated charting package, and it's designed specifically for Parallax. So if we go down the panel on the left here, it's using a data source. The data source is using its Bloomberg terminal. We have three different chart modes. You can just do a single chart, multiple single charts, tiled or cascading. And we also have what's called a time grid. The time grid will immediately set up a monthly, weekly, daily, 4-hour, 60-minute, 15-minute chart grid for you. So let's start off with simple single chart. And we put in any single symbol we want. So let's do, I don't know. Today was pretty active in the S&P or in the NDX probably too, NDX index, and start and end date are about 20 years apart. But we only plot the last 100 bars or so. You can compress the screen down to see more data. Let's do, say, I'll do a weekly chart, see where we are. And then our studies are all here. Now, these studies are all the studies that Parallax produces. And a lot of you haven't seen all of these. Extreme Hearst has been out, Price Wizard, these are our flagship products. Smart Channel is also on Bloomberg. Precision Turn is not. It's in the Excel add-in, but it is not on the custom study charting package yet. Volume trend is the blue line on the custom study in the custom study package, and price volume crosses are there also on the custom study package. Price volume alerts are the little orange boxes that are also there. Hearst bands, everybody's familiar with those. That comes up with Extreme Hearst in the custom study package. But Hearst Fur and RSIZ, these have not been seen before. And then there's also what I call smart, where is it? Smart geometry, right here. Smart geometry has not been seen before. This is a pivot-based system. It's very similar to the kinds of harmonic predictors that people like to talk about, like the butterfly and the Gartley patterns and whatnot. It's one that I created, and it has about a 6% edge. So it's got a good edge. So without further ado, we'll select all of them. And under each one, you notice the green, orange, and red dots. If you float over, it'll tell you how long the compute time is on your particular computer. So on my computer, Extreme Hearst compute time is 11 seconds. For Price Wizard, it's only 496 milliseconds. RSIZ is super fast, 3 milliseconds. And the bad boy down here is Confluence. We put him at the bottom and leave him out. That's 20 seconds to compute, so that takes a long time. So we don't want to add that to a chart unless we really want to. You can use synthetics for the weekly, monthly data. So you're looking at, weeks ending on Tuesdays or Mondays or Thursdays or whatever. And then this is a new idea. The bars to merge allows you to really get anywhere. So if, let's say, you have a weekly up and you want to look at 2-week bars or 3-week bars, you can do that with bars to merge. And you can go all the way up to 12-week bars. So if you're on a monthly scale and you go up to 12 months, you can look at a yearly. This is a really handy shortcut. We just push the bars together like normally any tool would do. Now, the other thing that's nice about the Parallax charting is that we can link the charts together. So let's say I'm bringing up a whole bunch of different charts. I can link them together by security. So if I change one security, it changes them all, which is great if you've got all different time frames. But you want to change the one symbol to in all your charts to be the same as some next symbol. Time frame, we can link by time frame, and we can also link by study. So if I change, let's say, the threshold for Extreme Hearst on one chart, I want it to change on all the charts. If they're linked by study, they'll all change. And it goes for all of the different studies. So you can link them all together. We're just making a single chart, so I'll just go ahead and do that. what do we say, NDX index. All right, so it's fetching the data from Bloomberg, processing the studies. The stop button is if you've decided to, do 50 charts but you need it to stop for a minute, so you can or stop permanently. So here's the NDX index. There's some good signals on here. Down at the bottom, I'll start at the bottom and work up. So this is our Hurst fur. Many of you haven't seen this before, but you've heard me discuss it before. So we're measuring a very band-limited Hurst on multiple time. So band-limited meaning just a single time scale at a time, going from about 5 bars to 250 bars back, and looking at what would we measure for the Hurst exponent at all these different scales. And they are different scales, so you can always push bars together to make a higher scale. So it turns out that when these are all about the same color, and they're all high or all low or all near zero, low near zero, they're all red, they're all green, or they're all blue. Blue is mean reverting, red is trend persistent downwards, and green is trend persistent upwards. So over here, these are mostly all green, all the way up and down the column. And what that represents is that the people that are watching these particular time scales for trends, in this case for a trend persistent move, they are buying. And so this sort of represents that everybody's on the same side of the trade. If it's green, it means people at that time scale have bought. And so if everybody's bought, then markets become unstable. And that's what these sort of dots represent. This is I call it an early version. This is sort of Extreme Hurst version 4, version 3, when I stumbled upon this. So it tells you that the market is reaching an unstable point. But it's early in this case, but it's telling you that it's getting there. What's required for an extension is not only being at an extreme level of Hurst on multiple scales, but also having this log periodic converging cycle. So this Extreme Hurst event up here, if you float over it, you'll see that it's a 99 rank. It happened on June 5th, and the price was of the extension was at 30,762 on the index. What that means is, and then also it's saying it's a rank 99, which is the highest almost the highest you can go. I think I've seen 100 a couple times. And then bars for till the time stop, it's effective. It was effective for 34 bars, and that's 34 weeks. So 34 weeks, a long time. If you want to know just how long it is, you can go out to this dashed line out here. This is off the chart, but it doesn't matter. We're pushing it out here as a grade line, and if you float over it, it'll tell you that this extension is effective until February 9th of 2027. And the target for any extension is the green band line. Basically, this is an excited crowd of investors. They've all been long, they've all been successful, and they're all in the same trade. And so the market has to relax. It's basically going to fall back. It's going to go sideways to down, and it's got to relax. Well, what does relax mean? Relax means going back to an equilibrium area where you're just mean reverting again between a low end and a high end and just going back and forth. So we found that ultimately these extensions end up on the blue line, which is the extreme low Hurst line. That's sort of an attractor. But you don't have that much time in the trade. You only have about a third of this whole build time to be in the trade. So the green band line is where people should start to take profits. So right now that green band, and it's locked in at the point at which the extension occurs, but strategically this green band is moving. So the close here versus the green band is how much is left in the trade. So again, we have a compression here. That's not different from what you've seen before. Extension up here. The aftershock settings are here when an aftershock is expected and the direction. What you haven't seen before is precision turn. Precision turn is shown here. And the way precision turn works is that we don't know whether a cycle, this is a conventional cycle finder with a twist. We're actually looking at quasi-periodic cycles, which do not have a phase that's stable. In other words, we don't know if it'll be a high or low. We only know that there'll be a turn on a particular date or very close to a particular date. So what we're doing is we're measuring whether the market's been going up into that date or down into the date, down into this date here. In this case, it went up a little bit into this date. We look back a little bit, so we probably picked up this slight uptrend. And then we mark it. So if it's been going up and it's a trend change, well, it shouldn't keep going up. It should go down. This one didn't really do much for us. This one was spectacular. This one was pretty good. We got a number of down bars out of it. So that's different. You're getting to see that. Over in the legend, you can see when the next turn date is due. August 25th is the next date that's where we have a turn that's 90 and above rank in the NDX on a weekly scale. So that's over here, plus the location of, I call it the Hurst coordinate, where 0 at the bottom Hurst band and 100 at the top. Right now we're sitting right here, which is at a 76.3. It's colored green because we're in the green zone. We're in the area where you've had trend persistence upwards. And then on the volume trend line, this line here, again, it only moves if volume's increasing. So we had a good volume punch to the upside here. So it's showing uptrend on a small scale and on a longer scale. So that's some information for you. This RSIZ, this is the old RSI indicator with statistical dash lines. Instead of your 70-30, we're measuring standard deviations. So if it hits above the standard deviation line that's significant, then we mark it. So that's new. On other things up here, I'll just go through the plotting icons up top. So this first one is a zoom tool, so you can zoom in. Oh, by the way, on precision turn, if we don't know if the direction that the market's been going is sort of sideways and it hasn't been going up or down in a measurable way, we don't know which way it's going. So this marker here is sort of saying, well, there's a trend change, but we don't know which way it's going. So you want to watch for whether it takes off to the upside, which it did, or to the downside. So that's there. So we can unzoom that way. The grid can go on or off right there. It's a little light colored grid in the background. If you like candlesticks, we also turned those on, so I made those available. And the next one over are the subcharts, so you can actually see volume if you want. We don't plot it by default, but you can turn it on if you want. And then you can turn off and reclaim the space for all these subcharts if you want that. You can turn off the legend, on or off. This is the probe tool, so you can probe the date and the time and the price anywhere. It shows up here. That's annoying. I turn that off. Okay, and then under here we can change all sorts of settings. You can change the basic chart settings. But what I didn't show you is that, just like on Bloomberg, you can move the chart up and down. You can squeeze it, and you can pull in more data if you want. There's lots more data back here. We pulled in lots of data. We're only showing you about 100 bars, but you can go back way further if you need to. Move it around, squeeze it down, expand it, the usual goodies that every chart tool has. So, and now that I've done that, I'm going to try to get it back to where it was. Okay. So then change the axis scaling. Now, these are the ones that are most interesting, the data settings. So if you want to create linkages between charts, you can use this here. If you want to use synthetics and then update your chart, you can turn it on here. Now we're on weekly, and it's a Wednesday. So if I wanted weeks ending on Wednesday, I could click this and update the chart. I won't bother to do that. If I wanted to look at 2-week bars, maybe that would be interesting. I could change that to a 2, and then the plot would show me 2-week bars. I can change the time frame up here. You can go to, if you go to minute, you can change this to any number of minutes you want. I'll just leave it on weekly. I don't want to mess with it right now. We had a request from a client for a volatility, some volatility charts. So these different modes down here, there'll probably be additional chart modes that we'll accept from users, and we'll implement those for you. Now, that actually brings up an interesting point. The custom study chart that you're all used to on Bloomberg, we are going to resurrect that if it is humanly possible in August. There's a building tool called cs.net where people have been building their own custom studies for years, and we're going to bring back ours under that cs.net. So if you're used to using the custom study version of the tools, it'll be as it was. I'm not going to put any updates into it, but we will have it there. So it'll be passed out to anybody who's subscribed. Will automatically get it. We'll check on whether you're authorized to use it or not, but it should be there no later than the beginning of September for all the people that are subscribers. We'll pass it. We'll share it with everybody. Okay, so that was data settings. Study settings is good too. Let's say you want to add a study you haven't already. You know, there's Confluence. Confluence is the bad boy. That takes a long time to go. But so what it does is it looks at the studies that are here, and anything that's not listed that's supposed to be there, you can add the study. Well, let's say I wanted to change Extremehurst, and I want to disable. I can disable the study. I can change it so it goes back, 200 bars instead of 100 bars. I can change the quality. Now this is nice because now we've got quality setting here. You can put in any number you want. So if I want to change it to 96 from 97, I can do it. You can change it to 98. You can do whatever you want. If you want to see Trident stops and target recommendations, you can turn that on, and I'll recalculate, update it, and it'll recalculate. I don't know if it's going to find another signal or not. Yeah, found another signal. So here's a top extension that it found, which was a 96 rank. So, and then I guess it found another one up here, which was a 96, and then this one was a 90. What was it? 99. So again, you can change the minimum threshold, and we turned on the stops and targets. So right here again, the target area is following the green line. So this is the targets, and then the stops are up here, and they're coming down. So it's weekly, so it's going a long time. This would be your time stop, which would be February of next year. So ugh. Now on this compression, it broke to the upside, and these are the targets that it set up, which is about 80% of the Hurst band length. We didn't set them up at the top. That was a little bit too aggressive. And but there's suggestions. If you have your own stops and targets, that's fine. You use what you've got. And then there's one other signal that you might be seeing. You're wondering what it is, and that is this pivot-based system. Now I've only got one signal in here. You see this little sideways arrow. So what it's doing is it's taking a number of these pivots and zigzags. Some people call them zigzags, and it's looking at comparisons between the different legs, time-wise and price-wise and volatility-wise and I think Hurst-wise. I mean, we're doing every comparison between different legs that we can possibly do, and running those training a neural net to predict whether the next leg will be a good sized leg. Well, here it fails. It's supposed to be a nice up leg here, and it didn't pan out. But let's see if we've got a few more back here somewhere. No, it's probably only 100 bars back. So let's see if we can get a few more so you can see it. So that's we call that smart geometry. That's the generic name. This particular indicator is the smart pivot version. So we'll go back more than 100 bars. Let's go back like 500 bars. That's pretty fast. And we'll put some Trident on there too. Why not? and see if we get any more signal anywhere. Let's go back. Yeah, there's one. Okay, so here's one down here. Let's blow that up. Okay, so let's move it up and spread it a little bit. I can see it. Okay. This video is going to run a little longer than the others because the charting tool is got a lot of features, but then we're going to go into multi-charts and time grids in a separate video. So anyway, so this is a pivot set that has a cell as its indication. You know, it's a rank 1, meaning 0 or 1, it thinks that it's going to go down, it's going to be a significant drop. So, and then this is the time period. So here's the time stop over here. It's a little bit late. It really hit the bottom like on the open the day before. But anyway, you get the idea. It's a pivot-based predictor. If you wanted to know what the edge is for it, it is called Smart Pivot. It's part of Smart Geometry, and it's got a 5-6% edge, and it varies from 5 to 30 bars depending on how big, how long the signal is. And so that's a good reminder. I don't know if there's any others, but I went back 500 bars. There's one there. There's another one. Now that down looked better. This one didn't live very long. Anyway, you get the idea. So I'll close off this particular session with just a couple of other indicators over here. You can type in the name you want. If you want to change your name right here, you can do that. It'll change it. If you want to put it away, minimize it, you can do that. And all the charts are saved in groups. If you want to look what's in the group, you can click this arrow here and you can see what's in the group. In this case, it's a group of 1. If you want to restore it, you hit restore. If you want to send it to people on IB chat, copy to the clipboard and paste it right there. And if you want to, it updates. I didn't mention this, but this charting app is not live, but it is ticking. It updates open, high, low, close every minute and updates the chart studies every 5 minutes. So, and if you want something faster, there's this little refresh button here. It'll get it to you right away. Generally speaking, our clients are not day traders, are not frantically intraday looking at every second. But that it is possible to look at updates every 30 seconds or so. And actually, if you keep hitting the button, you can look at even more rapid updates. But having this be live seemed to be not really necessary. That, I think, is it up here. This little bell means that the alert system is on. So if we have a current signal, it'll show up in the alert log. So let me put this away. I go over here, and this group that we made of 1, we can save it and load it. So I'm going to cut it off here, and we'll come back and talk about time grids and multiple charts and what we can do with them.